We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. Thank you so much for pulling up and clicking the play button. Hopefully you hit that like button as well. That's the only price of admission for our live streams. This is going to be a quick live stream. I'm just going to talk about a couple of things that happened over the weekend. Happy belated Valentine's Day to you all. That if that matters to you, I don't know if it matters to you. It really don't matter to me too much, but I usually look out for the ladies in my life when it comes to Valentine's Day. And yes, I said ladies, plural. Yeah, my 2 daughters and my wife. All right, so don't get messy. Don't get messy. I don't want to jump through this screen and choke the hell out of nobody for no reason. All right, don't get messy. All right, so one thing, my daughter, she's in school, second year engineer, and every year they have these events where they have Northrop and Grumman and other huge engineering firms, and then they also have DoD and you know, just federal government for departments out there as well, to go out there and pick out new engineers. Well, because she attends the HBCU, DoD opted out this year. And that was because of, you know, this incoming administration. Anything that's surrounded by DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, or if it's a Black-owned event, not Black-owned event, but if it's a event and it has the word Black in it, then that's considered to be DEI. And my daughter, she was a little sad. She was asking me about that. She was like, because she's already gotten an internship with DoD. And my son, who is also in school for engineering, he's already been hired by DoD, but he's finishing up his master's right now. At any event, so she was concerned as a young Black lady, young lady that attends the HBCU. She wanted to know why DoD decided not to participate. So I had to explain to her the overcorrection that's happening right now, how the left ran off of diversity, equity, and inclusion. The left was extremely, they was trying to separate the country by saying that Black people deserve this, white people already have this privilege, and Black and white just continuing to separate things. And then when Trump got into office, he was like, man, enough of this. We're going to be merit-based, and it's not going to be about Black and white anymore. Unfortunately, though, it's impacting my baby girl. And I let her know, and I'm going to let you guys know this too, because my daughter, she's the type of person that takes her education extremely seriously. I'm talking about extremely seriously. And so does my son. And I just said, at the end of the day, that's going to be DoD's loss. That's DoD's loss, because if Department of Defense decides not to come to these events and pick out some amazing young people because it's a Black event, then they're missing out on people like my daughter, who could potentially go to the private sector and do some really big things over there. But that still does not take away from the fact that she was extremely sad and did not understand as a 19-year-old young lady. So the face of it was they're just being discriminatory. They're discriminating against people who are Black. So we had to have this conversation when I picked her up from Baltimore. And I think she has a better understanding now, but it still kind of blows her mind that last year when she attended this event, DoD was there, along with all these other huge law firms around the world. She got to interview with Google. um, and that went well. She got to interview with Northrop and Grumman and a few other big firms, which also went well. But she was looking forward to interviewing with more departments in DoD because she currently holds an internship with DoD, and she was hoping to see the individuals that she worked with last year. So this is a little messy, which ties us into my a dinner party that my wife and I went to. I'm gonna get to this Canada thing. Okay, I'm gonna get to it. And thank you so much for pulling up. I really appreciate the super chat too. Love you too, Cool MD. I appreciate that. That's really sweet. All right, guys. So my wife was in charge, one of the people in charge, one of the three people in charge of the inauguration for Trump. She didn't vote for Trump. She does not support Trump. She's a black woman. She support she wanted Kamala to win. You know what I mean? She's been in government for a long time, and she see things from her own periphery, and I can't take that away from her. I'm a black man. I see things my own way. So, but her number one priority was to make sure that Trump was safe. That's all she said. We want to make sure that he's safe. We want to make sure that we get through that is successful inauguration, whether it be inside or outside. So that's why I was able to get all of these trinkets. The inauguration coin, this one right here, that looked just like the ticket, but it's made of metal. It got gold around the edges, and I sent this to a few people who won, and the program to the inauguration, and the whiskey glasses with the presidential seal on it, and the picture of the inauguration. That's how I got a lot of that. Shout out to my wife for that. But so one of the people that was on her team, really high ranking gentleman, he invited us to a dinner party over this home. He and his wife have a beautiful home. They are from Indian descent. I believe from um, New Delhi and in Mali. I believe that is where they're from. So we go there, and house filled with awesome individuals, people who are extremely high ranking, making a poop ton of money, great experiences. His wife, she schedules and coordinates um, trips all around the world. They go on like 4 to 8 international trips annually, and they was trying to see if we wanted to go too. My wife and I, we were the only black people there, but and that was wild because as soon as we pulled up, my wife said, "I wonder if we're the only black people that's gonna be here." And I was like, "Why does it matter?" And she said, "It don't. It just I was just wondering." This just type of conversations that we have, right? So we go to their home, beautiful home, beautiful family. They're dressed in their Indian garb. Everything looks amazing. The food was great. They had chefs there. They had people serving us. They had bartenders. Everyone sitting around discussing their trips that they've gone on. They've gone on many trips together. Like these are VIP trips. We got people in there who are sellers, people in there who are high level engineers, people in there who work for the IG and all this other stuff. Just big name people. Everyone's discussing what they do for a living. But then it goes to this. Thank you so much for the super chat. God bless you too, Steve. I appreciate you. And Vashnik, I want to say Vashnik, thank you for all the help that you've been adding to the channel too. I really appreciate it. All right, so let me get through this, and then we're going to discuss Canada, right? So we're there. Everyone's talking about what they do for a living. Everyone's coming over to my wife, celebrating her. Like, we seen the video that you were in. You know, you did an amazing job with the inauguration. We just wish that blah 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 blah, and it just kept going from and I was comfortable. I'm cool, calm and collected no matter where I go. And people kept on wondering what I do for a living. And my wife was like, he runs this is what he does, and blah blah blah. LFR family was not mentioned one time. It wasn't. It was not mentioned one time. As a matter of fact, the wife who held the event, she's an activist. um, who um, who she's a liberal activist, a woman's activist, and she was aware of my channel and aware of my political views and whatnot. But everybody there kept on coming over my wife, talking, beautiful individuals inside and out, a little older, very cultured, got a whole lot of money. One of them even just now purchased the house in Greece because they are already in the process of relocating from the United States because their bosses have already been fired by Trump. A lot of their higher ups in their departments, and I'm not going to mention their departments because I don't want to, I don't want to put a bullseye on anybody, but a lot of their departments have been hiring people who have been, I mean, firing people who have been in place for a long time, Democratic individuals. And you already know Trump said he's going to clean the swamp, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's cleaning the swamp. And so they're coming up to her, they're giving her all these woe is me type of stories, not saying that I feel bad about my life or I feel bad about how I'm treated, but I feel bad about where this country is going. I believe that this country is about to go to the worst place possible. I believe that Trump is the worst to be picked. One guy there actually said, and I ain't gonna say his name, but he actually said, I will feel much better if, it was just an inch to the left. And I said, what? And a few people heard him and started laughing and was agreeing with him. And at that point, I was going to speak up. I looked at my wife, and she was just looking at me. And I said, you know what? Let me go fix something to eat. Let me go get some more food because at that point I started feeling extremely uncomfortable because here I am. Just real quick, guys. Just real quick. And here I am. So, nah. So I'm not saying his name. So check this out. So here I am. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. But one thing that I do not like is people who are extremely blessed. They're blessed with their health. They're blessed financially. They're blessed with all of their friendships and experiences. If you heard these individuals talking about their experiences and how far they've come in life and gone in life and what they do for a living and how excited and knowledgeable they are about what they do, it will blow your mind. But to hear the disdain come from these people, the Trump derangement syndrome, the Elon Musk derangement syndrome that was coming from them. They were almost in tears and did not want to discuss. I mean, that's all they wanted to talk about was how they did not like what Trump and Elon are doing in this country, how some of their friends are losing their jobs, how status quo is being ripped up to shreds, and now they got to figure out a new path. And it kind of made me feel like all of these individuals who are extremely spiritual do not appreciate their blessings and do not appreciate a new vision. They also don't appreciate the democracy that they claim this country is all about. If more than half of this country voted for a new direction, what does that tell you? That don't tell you to panic. That don't tell you that it's going to be the end of civilization. What that should tell you is, obviously, there was a need, there was a desire, there was some reason. I mean, real reason behind us wanting to go in a different way, right? And I started to have these conversations with the individuals, but every time I looked at my wife, because my wife was one of the, she was being praised for her work that she was doing, and they was just loving on her. And I didn't want to ruin my wife's evening. You know what I mean? I'm the husband, I'm the man. I'm sitting across from my wife. She's all dressed up, looking nice, smelling good, smiling, willing and dealing, having these conversations, making new friends and potential associates that we might be traveling with, might not be traveling with. But at the end of the day, I let her know before we went that if they start discussing politics, I will also discuss politics. But when I got in there and I was just listening, and I tell my kids this all the time, I say, first of all, life is not fair. But whenever you enter in, you go into any room, read the room, listen, pay attention, just see what's going on. You know what I mean? See how you're going to move. You know what I mean? See who you're going to speak to and all this other stuff. And I had conversations with everybody inside of there. And everyone kept asking me what I do, and I was explaining it to them. But I also did not, I intentionally did not discuss my platform. And I wanted to discuss my platform because I'm extremely proud of my platform. I'm extremely proud of all of the individuals who follow me, who communicate with me on a daily basis, who share information with me. I'm extremely proud of my political views and how I feel about the direction of the country right now. I'm extremely proud of that. I'm extremely proud of the fact that I voted for Trump, and the fact that he made some promises and he's keeping them. And and I am willing, and I'm patient enough to see these things go through. Even though my daughter went to an event where she wanted to see DOD there, she wanted to see some government agencies there who were head hunting for new up and coming engineers, and she wanted to see them there. But she realizes and she knows the reason why they're not there is because Trump and Pete Hegseth already said, yo, anything that has to do with DEI, we're not dealing with. So I explained that to my daughter. And so anybody that think that I just make these decisions and I run a platform and I'm not directly, impacted, that's you can't, that's not the truth. It's not the truth at all. All right. But I don't mind being where I am. As a matter of fact, I love being where I am. Being the elephant in the room that cannot speak truthfully or decides not to speak truthfully just so I don't upset everyone there. Um, I hindsight, I should have just for the sake of, I mean, if you are brazen enough to just believe or automatically think that everyone in the room thinks like you, and you're just super, you say things like, I wish he would have been shot, or I wish the bullet would have been, further over. He also said with the Kennedys, they didn't get it wrong. With Dr. King, they didn't get it wrong. But with Trump, they got it wrong twice. And that right there, I looked up at the brother, and you ever been in a bar before and you had a reason to fight, or a reason to swing on somebody, or a reason to pop slick, or you had a real reason? I just looked at my wife, and she looked at me, and she was smiling, and she was like, it got to a point where at that dinner party, and again, it was a beautiful party. And I know based off what I just now said, y'all like, how in the hell was it beautiful? I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed. My wife said to me while we were sitting there, she said, thank you so much. I said, thank me. You thank me? She said, yeah, thank you. Just thank you. And I knew what she was talking about, but she was just saying thank you. Because we realized that this room has Trump derangement syndrome on 1,000, and Musk derangement syndrome on 1,000. And the fact that I held back and I didn't speak up on certain things, especially with the bullet and them getting it right with Kennedy and them getting it right with Dr. King, that kind of pissed me off. And this gentleman that was talking, he was a Jew, Jewish guy. He believed that Trump hate Jews. Don't know how. I have absolutely no clue how Trump hate Jews. He believed that Trump hate women. Don't know how. He believed that Trump hate black people. Again, Don't know how. So I'm not even going to get into all that, but it was extremely uncomfortable. Um, I humbled myself. I relaxed, and anybody that knows me, and my wife noticed, I am usually extremely I don't give a damn if I'm around 1,000 people that all hate Trump. Usually, I'm the only person there going back and forth with everybody, and I'm doing it with a smile on my face and probably a drink in my hand, you know what I mean, or a cigar or something like that. But this event right here was more professional, a more professional setting. Someone from my wife's, job, and I didn't want her to look bad in the eyes of her colleagues and friends of her colleagues and family of her colleagues. So I held back, I held my tongue, and overall it ended up being a pretty good night. I know you're looking at me like, Van, that don't sound like it was a good night. Well, it actually it was a good night. It was a good night. But it did make me feel extremely, extremely uncomfortable. I would love to know what you would have done in that situation. Okay. All right, I've talked enough. Thank you so much for the super chat, Paponaya Shelley. It says the words of the wealthy. Thank God for Trump. How many rich DC houses hit the market recently? A lot of them, and people keep on sending those to me as if I want to purchase one of them. I'm not in a position to purchase one of them. If I was, I might, but I'm not in a position to purchase one of them. You know what I mean? I will probably purchase one of them and sit on it. But all right, one other thing. So before we discuss Canada, I want to say you guys are absolutely amazing. I received over 200 emails, probably even more than that. But I believe I received over 200 emails requesting an inauguration program from you all. Bruh, y'all are so dope. Y'all are so dope. I've picked out the people who are going to receive them. They're in my black book upstairs. Yes, I got a black book. Not racist. It's my book that JoJo, my son LFR JoJo, bought me to write down my thoughts and write down whatever I want to write. And so I was writing down the names and the addresses, and I contacted some people via email, letting them know that they won. And it was a great. It just felt good. It just felt good. It felt good, man. It felt good. And it's also awesome to know that you have like-minded people, like just around the world, who come from different nationalities, who don't all look like you, but they love their families. They love the country. They love God. They put God before anything. But yet you have people that believe that you're so evil. And that right there just blows my mind. It blows my mind, bro. I cannot explain to me it. To be a patriot these days is considered to be evil. We wouldn't have the independence we have in this country if it weren't for patriots laying down their lives for our country. If it weren't for black people, white people, you name it, people just laying down their lives for this country. And now to be proud of your country is considered to be evil. It's considered to be homophobic, racist, um, anti-Jew. Like I can't explain it. Why in the hell do y'all wait for me to be patriotic? Because I was not patriotic. I looked at the American flag as racist. I looked at rock music as racist. I looked at country music as racist. I looked at Republicans, anybody that was Republican, as racist. I'm so serious. And now I'm realizing, bro, that was a taught. Like that was taught to me. That was taught to me. And there's a bunch of people that have not learned anything different. And now when I look at them, I don't get upset with them. I feel sad for them. I kind of feel sorry for them, because here you are, these individuals making more than 1 million. They're making a lot of money. Um, bro, I'm not going to tell you the stories that was told, but these people are making so much money. and are in great situations, to the point where you can just purchase a house outright for more than 250,000 to 300,000 cash in Greece because you don't like the president. Come on, you're not doing bad at all, but feel free. Explain to me all of your woes. I will listen. Hmm. I even cry for you a little bit. But I'm finally patriotic. I'm finally at a point where I appreciate all that this country has done to make sure that we have our independence, and that we have our freedoms, that we, and how we are far more we are far more free and fair than most nations, but yet we just piss on it and don't give a damn unless we're getting everything we want. We a bunch of spoiled ass Americans is what we are. Fuck white privilege. It's a thing called American privilege. Yes, I said the F word, and a lot of y'all probably are upset with me, but I don't care. I really don't care. I'm bilingual. If you didn't know before, then now you know. All right. It's a thing called American privilege. We are so spoiled and entitled that when we don't get everything that we want, we start pissing the fit and believing that the sky is falling. That is everything opposite of what God tries to teach us in the Bible. We need to appreciate our blessings. That's why every single day it will behoove all of us to thank God for his grace and his mercy, because we don't deserve to be treated as good as we're treated. And we actually deserve far more hell in our lives and far more punishment for all of the things that we have done to other people, or the negative thoughts that we've had. You cannot stand in front of me and act as if you're a good person and tell me that you wish our current president was shot. You're not a good person if you say that. I'm sorry, you're just not. You're not. You have the potential, obviously, to be a good person. We all do. We all have sinned. We all have fallen short of the glory of God. But you are not a good person if you wish that our current president was shot. And this is not the very first time I heard this. I heard this in Costco before. I heard this in a restaurant before. I heard it at a dinner party. It's sad that people feel so comfortable to even say that. Like it's a punchline now. It's a joke now. Like they got it right with Kennedy. They got it right with Dr. King. Did they get it right? It's not getting it right to kill somebody. Like that right there deserved a slap. But listen. Okay. Let me go and be quiet. Let me go and be quiet, man, because I'm starting to get too much into this. I'm a full-time touring musician and deal with that kind of ignorance all the time. Oh my gracious, I can imagine the type of stuff you hear. You did the right thing to let your wife have her night. There's a time and place. Yeah, I definitely wanted it's Valentine's Day, as Valentine's Day, the ladies, you loving on them, you want them to smile and have a good time. You know what I mean? She's wearing some new earrings that I got her, and she just chilling. She's looking good and everything. And I'm like, bruh, this is ridiculous. But we are spoiled, man. Americans, we're doing so well that we want to push the blame on somebody else. And they keep on talking about white privilege and white supremacy and white nationalists. So Trump is trying to turn this country into a white nationalist country. He's trying to whitewash the country, and he's trying to kill off gays and black people. And so that's what came from that meeting. At any event, let's talk about what we're here to talk about. Also, for everybody who has been reaching out to me for coaching, YouTube coaching, bless you. Bless you. I will tell you this. I'm not a guru. Okay? I'm not. I just found some success throughout my YouTube career, and all I'm doing is passing that down to people. That's it. And people are finding success from the information that I'm passing down. That's it. It's that simple. I just learned how to market it into something. Why? Because people are making 10, 20 times what I'm charging them for my YouTube course. And uh, when you have some skin in the game, you take it more seriously. When you just give stuff to people and learning, because people take advantage of your kindness. I've learned that over the years. You can walk people through something, show them every single thing that they need to do, and they will still take advantage of your kindness. And I've gotten to a point where I'm done with that. So shout out to everybody who's been purchasing the course and have been joining us in our Facebook group and our group calls, our video group calls. I wish you all the best, and y'all will do some amazing things. Okay, let's get into it. Canada effed around and they found out, Jack. They effed around and they found out. This was posted by Byron Donalds. All right, so 2 nights ago, Canada played the U.S. in hockey, right? And it was 0-1. It was 0-1. Canada was winning 0-1. And but let's go back. So when they had the national anthem, Canada started booing. They started booing the United States. Like, okay, all right. Just here it is. We're inside of this stadium, and it's a mixture of Canadian fans and USA fans, and that right there was like, okay, give us something to whoop your ass for. So they started booing. So we came back within within 9 seconds, 3 fights break out, and we whoop their tails in all 3 of them fights. We then go on through a 3-0 run where we got 3 goals back to back to back. And you should have heard the crowd erupting. Check this out right here, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you have not already. But listen to this, man. They are booing the heck out of us. Oh, man. I'm glad they got exactly what they got, man. And thank y'all for listening to me complain and talk about my woes today. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal. Okay, let's go.
Drop the gloves right away. That's going to do it. A hard fought.
All right, check this out, man. I am a sports guy. I love watching sports. Mika! Shout out to Mika. Shout out to the lovely Mika. Nah, you're an amazing person, Mika. I appreciate that. See, y'all are so daggone dope, man. I appreciate that. Y'all are dope. All right, so check this out. I'm a sports person. The worst thing that the last thing you want to do is get the fans, get the other team's fans on their side. You do not want to get their fans on their side. You booed the national anthem with everything we got going on in the country. You decide to boo us. First of all, Canada, the 51st state, because that's exactly what you would be better off if you were the 51st state. But since you want to remain a little country, I mean, feel free. Remain the country, whatever, do what you want to do. But you're going to still bow down to the United States. Why? Because we are the most powerful nation in the world, son. The most powerful nation. Boo all you want. But you see, God don't like ugly. As soon as you start booing, we got into 3 fights, and I love hockey for this. It's the only sport that lets you just throw the gloves off and just get it in. I love that, man. That's a grown man sport right there. I love that. That's another reason why we don't need to be commingling women into men's sports, because I wouldn't like to see a man throw off his gloves and then fist fight a woman. I don't want to see that. That'll be brutal. Who wants to see that? Like, at all. But never get the opposing team's fans to start getting louder and participating, because that spirit transfers. And we saw it happen. We got into 3 fights in 9 seconds and whooped y'all ass. And then we went on a 3-0 run, and y'all could not answer. The end of the game ended up being 3-1. Canada started off hot. I guess they thought that they was going to do something, so they hit their first goal. It was 1-0 Canada. We wasn't doing anything, but we were still fighting to get back into it. our crowd was getting louder and louder and louder. Next thing you know, we start whooping your ass. Stop playing with us, bro. Stop playing with us, man. I am finally at a point where I am patriotic. 46 years old. It took me this long to be patriotic. Ain't that something? That's weird. And now I can't even go to a damn party where I feel comfortable and I can just relax. You know what I mean? Sheesh. Because my wife know me. I don't care being around 20 black women who all love Kamala, and I just explain to them what's going on in the world for real. Everybody got their own way of looking at things. A lot of people are going to be impacted, but let me tell you something. At some point, Democrats need to accept responsibility for why we are where we are. If Joe Biden and Kamala did not lie to us for the last 4 years about Joe Biden's mental stability, about who was actually running this country, we wouldn't be where we are right now. If the left did not try to force feed us LGBTQ AI plus programs and reasoning and trying to bully us to not only have transgenders into the armed forces, but we are supposed to pay for their elective surgeries, and we're supposed to coddle them, and we cannot send them out to fight for the nation at the same time, but we just supposed to have representation. Bruh, at some point, Americans are going to be like, hell no, we're not doing that anymore. And on taxpayers' dime. So Democrats, please accept responsibility for what you did that caused Trump to be the president again. Also, you guys tried to turn a misdemeanor into a felony with Donald Trump. You guys tried to drain hundreds of millions of dollars from his bank account by constantly suing him for no reason whatsoever. You did that. You guys, hold on one second. You guys open up the floodgates for all of these tens of millions of illegal immigrants to come over to our country and burn through our resources. It was a slap in the face of all of these hurricane victims that were losing their homes, their cars, their everything. You all did that and tried to act as if it was Trump that was doing it when he wasn't even the president. You guys were running the country. And then you said all he has to do is not get involved with this border bill that will correct everything. You all lied to us for years. You all took advantage of our resources. You let illegal immigrants into our nation and allowed them to unalive and grape our women. Like, what? You did that. And you still didn't take any accountability whatsoever. So this is what blows my mind, that Democrats who supported Kamala or who have Trump derangement syndrome, they don't accept any accountability whatsoever. There would not be a Trump. Like, you would have gotten what you wanted had Joe Biden and Kamala actually ran this country the way that they were supposed to. But you did not. Did you think that American citizens were just going to not pay attention and say, you know what, just do what you want to do? We realize there's hundreds of thousands of homeless veterans out there on the streets that aren't getting the aid that they deserve for fighting for this country. But you are stepping over them by putting $1,400 a month into illegal immigrants' pockets just so you can try to force feed this nation to do what you want them to do. You want to force feed an economy by creating new money and putting it in their pockets and watching them live scot-free and have the American dream when they didn't earn it. At some point, American citizens are going to say, hell no, we're done with all of that. Trump, please come back. Trump, bruh, come back. Elon Musk said, you know what? I'm going to buy Twitter and I'm going to give this brother a voice. Because clearly they are trying to censor Trump. They're trying to censor everybody that support Trump. And Elon Musk said, no. We need to level the playing field. We need to level the playing field because Mainstream media is not on our side. Social media platforms like YouTube is one of them. Just because I'm on it and YouTube is a blessing to my life, I'm not going to stop speaking about YouTube. YouTube is one of them. They censor the hell out of individuals that want to put the truth out there. If it weren't for YouTube doing that, then there would not be a Rumble. There would not be a Rumble. People are going over to another platform just so they can speak the truth. It makes no sense. So if you stop trying to censor us, things wouldn't go this way. Like there's a cause and effect in life. We all know that. If I slap somebody, there's going to be a consequence. The N word. Everybody keep on talking about we can't say nigga because black people get all sensitive. I will say this. The N word don't hurt anybody's feelings, but the N word is a pass to be violent. That's it. It's just a pass. Did you hear what he said to me? He called me an N word, even if he didn't say it. The black card, that card will always be played. The race card will always be played. The victim card will always be played. How dare you yell at me? I'm anxious. I suffer from anxiety and depression. I suffer from mental dysphoria. I suffer from everybody wants to play a card. Either it's the race card or it's the victim card. I didn't have a father in my life. I didn't have a mother in my life. I'm from the hood. This is how our environment is. We don't have the same resources as you. We don't have the same education as you. We don't blah, blah, blah. We don't. That's how it all starts. Democrats, you are the reason for Trump being back in the office because you effed up. You had the ball in your hand. You fumbled it. And now MAGA is running with it. Eat it up. You keep on saying he's a lame duck president and what he does in his first 4 years, in his 4 years really don't matter. Well, then act like it. He's gotten more done than Biden has done in his entire 4 years. He's answered more questions and has been far more transparent than Biden in 3 weeks, in a month. Let's say a month since his inauguration. It's almost a month. It hasn't quite been a month yet. In 3 days it'll be a month. Then Biden has his entire 4 years as president. And then when you put Kamala out there, she was a damn joke. She was a joke. Kamala was an effing joke, bro. She was. I'm sorry. Beautiful black woman, part of AKA, went to a HBCU, Howard University, the most popular university in the world in Washington, D.C. She was in the Senate. She was a DA, did all these things, dated people that was high ranking or whatever, or did some great things in life. But y'all tried to play in our faces with her too. She wasn't voted in. She was picked as a DEI hire, but you guys keep on saying, how you going to call her a DEI hire when she has all these qualifications on her belt? Biden only picked her because she was a black woman. We already know that. So you all are the reason why Trump is back in office. You let this world fall apart. You're backing Ukraine with hundreds of billions of dollars with no plan. Like, you all are the reason. So now when I'm sitting at this dinner party, I'm just hearing all this complaining. People lose their jobs. They're racist. They want a white national world. Well, I hope not, because I'm black, and I hope I voted for somebody who actually cares about all Americans. So far, it seems to be moving in that direction, but there's a lot of individuals that will tell you otherwise. At the end of the day, Democrats, you effed up. You effed up royally. You did not think that Trump had a chance in hell of winning again. So you felt like your lies will remain just that. You felt like you would never be exposed. Now you're getting exposed. Now the Treasury Department has a lock on it, and it was like, yo, we're going to keep y'all outside until we do our audit. We're going to go over to different agencies and we're going to do the same thing. IRS is next. So you guys don't want that. Kash Patel is about to blow our minds with the information that he finds. Tulsi Gabbard, same thing. RFK Jr., same thing. Pam Bondi, same thing. Bruh, Elon Musk and Doge, they are already killing it. What I will say though, I do want more transparency from Doge. All of the information that they're finding, I want to be able to see it all on a website just to shut them up. Just to shut them up. All right, because I believe it to be true, but I want to see it just to shut them up. I want to have something to send to individuals and be like, it says, where does it say that? Where does it say that we was giving $20 million to Iraq for them to teach Sesame Street? It says it right here. These funds were allotted to them from the USAID, and it went to this person. But the reason why it's so difficult to get these paperworks is because they cover their ass so well. They make sure that if we can't fully follow the paper trail, because if we do fully follow the paper trail, it leads back to them in their pocketbooks. Their $300,000 salaries turn into 12 million, like Elizabeth Warren. Their $300,000 salaries turn into 80 million, like Nancy Pelosi. And they don't want that. So that's where we are right now. Accept responsibility for what y'all supported, what you allowed to happen, the fact you didn't hold your government accountable at all. All you did was bitch and moan and try your best to lock up Trump. Why was it so important that you locked up Trump? Because some protesters decided to run up into the Capitol? That's the reason why? Yeah. Make that make sense. I ain't believing that sugar honey iced tea. Feel free to believe it all you want, but I'm not. Linda Lake, love and so much respect to you, man. Thank you so much, Linda Lake. I appreciate it. Everybody that submitted a super chat, everybody that participated inside the chat altogether, $174,000 is what Nancy Pelosi makes on paper, but she's actually worth $200 million. That is nuts. That is nuts, bro. That is nuts. And they don't want us to look into that. Please, man. Please. All of us got to pay our taxes based off what we make. We got to prove every single dollar that we make. Why shouldn't they? I do want more transparency, though, Elon. Doge, everything that we're finding should be on Doge website, period. Period. I don't care how y'all look at it. I want to see some transparency. As a new patriot, I want to be able to hold this administration accountable, while at the same time showing other people why we're doing what we're doing and how it is moving our country in the right direction. That's it. That's it. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. I really appreciate it. And for anybody that's considering starting a YouTube channel, and I want you to consider starting a YouTube channel, guys, because y'all are the ones with the voices. Y'all are the ones with the lived experiences. I don't care if you're technologically, sharp. You can learn that through what we teach you. But if you don't know how to get started, check. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age. I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.